Hi, Saturday sessions. Welcome. You know, a lot of the clients that I talk with and just even friends that I've known for several years, um, we kind of circle around this thought. It's an idea. What's our purpose? Find your why. Well, how do I do that? And that's really what I want to focus on for this Saturday session. I don't know exactly how long it's going to be. It's a simple phrase, right? Find your why. It's kind of motivational. Plus, it requires you to maybe go and journal a little bit deeper. It maybe requires you to really think, what is it that you want in your life? What is your why? One of my early mentors, Dean Graziosi, really spoke about this in almost every single one of his trainings. Like, what is your why? What is your purpose? I don't know if you remember this, or maybe ever did it, but when I was younger, it was encouraged at school that we would create like a vision board. We would put words, maybe we would cut out photos, from magazines, and it was kind of a big kind of poster board, and we would put it there, and that was kind of that was the vision, right? That's what we were going towards, what we were moving towards, or at least what we should be aiming for in our life. So, particular university, or maybe a job, car, right, girl. Um, And then somewhere along the line, and so look, if you've done that, you know what I'm talking about. And then somewhere along the line in our life, it got sidetracked, right? We got away from what that vision board that we had created, what we wanted to do with our life. It was forgotten or discarded because of disappointments, or because we have allowed other people to influence our thinking, influence our lives. So, why? The second why. First, the first why is, what is your why? Why do you, exist? And that's a very existential question. And I'm not going to be doing this, but why? What is the thing that makes you happy? What is the thing that drives you? Really, that's the question. The why is, what is driving you? And since we're talking about pornography recovery, the question has to be, why do you want to be recovered? Why do you want to be in recovery? What was it? What was that point in which you decided to become an addict? See, we all have stories. We all have stories, and those stories, yeah, they define us. They define the points of our life. But those points, while they can define us, at the same time, they don't determine us. So they might define a certain stage in our life, a certain point in our life, but they're not going to. It doesn't determine how it ends, right? Otherwise, there would be no person or people like myself who's recovered and who can say, you know what, this is what's been happening. This is what, you should be ready for, prepared for. No, it doesn't have to be this. So, I want to circle back. What is your why? Why do you want to be recovered from pornography? Is it because you want to improve your relationship with your spouse? Is it because you are tired? You're tired of the promises and the relapses, promises that you're giving yourself. why? Is it because you want to have a significant relationship with others? Is it because you're upset with yourself, disgusted with yourself, and you want to change? What is your why? Look, take out that journal, that piece of paper, a pen. But spend a couple minutes, think, and write this down. What's your why? And after you've done this, now, that's figure out, think, how can you achieve it? See, therapy, and some of you that are going to therapy, that's necessary. And I'm so proud of you. I applaud you making the decision that this was needed. Those of you that are in the 12-step program, it's so important. So again, thank you. Thank you for making those efforts to get better, to kind of get to the core. Those of you that have the accountability partner and are checking in daily, awesome. This is what you need to do. But those tracking kind of positive habits and going to therapy, all of these things will help. I mean, they do help. They helped me. But it only is going to go to a certain point in which then you realize, because you're at a crossroads, and you have to determine, see, it's a defining point, but not a determining point. What you do, of course, determines the next stage, the next level. But when you get to that crossroads, and it's challenging, it's not going to be easy. Les Brown, another mentor of mine, you've got to be hungry, he says. You have to be hungry to make the correct change. We know it's to stick with sobriety. So you're at that crossroads and you have to decide, will you continue like this cycle of support and therapy? Or are you going to go to that next step? Remember, last week's Saturday session was, are you tired of playing the victim? So if the answer is yes, then now you're at this crossroads and you have to take that step towards full accountability, full responsibility, and no longer being in that circle of relapse and effort. The effort has to be daily. The struggle is going to be daily, but you're not going to be the victim anymore. You choose to no longer play the victim. You determine that the next year, the next month, the next whatever is what you need to do to go to that next level. And what is that why? See, what's the why? And once you've determined that's your goal, part of that vision board. That's what you're aiming towards. That's what you're focusing towards. Yeah, some people put a date on it. It's a year. It's 90 days. It's 180. It's 365. It's whatever. You don't have to do that, though. I did not. 3+ years sober. Instead, my why was more personal. It was a family related. I met a woman I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. I wanted to marry. And I did not want this poison to still be with me. I did not want to be considered the hypocrite with my children, trying to keep this poison, this filth out. So, what is your why? Refer back to that notes that you were writing or the journal that you have. What is your why? Now, in the next part, we're going to discuss, once we've discovered this why, what to do, how to kick it to that next level.